Fear of Asari Dokubo is the beginning of somebody to get wind up about what is called instability, unstable attitude portrait of some people whose characters are patterned on the basis of irregularity and double standard and questionability. It is a man, he is a man, I mean Asari Dokubo, that nobody should take serious. I can't take him serious. And as I'm talking to you, Tinubu administration, they are not looking at that side. Because they know that Asari Dokubo is chameleonic in character. Today, Asari's color is blue. Tomorrow, it might be green. Next tomorrow, it's going to turn to yellow. And think the man is a chameleon. There's nothing he could do. See, if Asari Dokubo had oppressed this government, he's not going to talk it out. He's not going to say it out. He's not going to make an announcement. What he could have done is action. Action demonstrates and is always louder than voice. So what he should have done is just go in there or out there, start what you want to do with your group to make sure that you truncate the effort of this government. But you are attacking Tinubu that everybody knew you supported illegally. A government that everybody has known that is illegal government. You went to Abuja supporting him, even welding guns, AK-47 as Igbos, on the glaring sets, on the glaring camera, threatening the Igbo nation because Tinubu has won election. Today, Tinubu has become a bad man where Asari Dokubo is. And I'm telling you that Tinubu is not taking him serious. Likewise, every other Nigerian. We are not taking a man with questionable character whose attitude in the recent time has questions to answer. I think he's not a normal human being. Psychophancy is it. Asari Dokubo should go to either Abeokuta Psychiatric Hospital or we have it at Yaba here. They need to check his mental ability. I think dementia is it. It's not normal. It's not normal. Why must you attack somebody? He becomes your friend today, tomorrow he becomes your enemy. It means people should start to question, your sanity. Their sanity is on the line here. Maybe something has gone missing in your cerebrum. That cerebrum, it has the compartments. Listen and listen good. Central nervous system is the brain. Each has their own departments. The cerebrum of this young man is having issue. They need to screw it up. Yeah, they check it and know where to screw up. He has mental problem. Thank you.
Okay, and is it because maybe it might feel because Tinubu didn't give him contracts? Maybe like.
No, it might not be contract award issue. Tinubu, I think Asari Dokubo thought that Tinubu is going to give him the kind of contract they give Tompolo. Government Tompolo is the one that is monitoring the whole pipeline, NNPC pipeline in the Niger Delta area or region. So Asari Dokubo was even assuming or thinking that Tinubu may have given, understand him, some, contract like that. But today, Tinubu has turned his back on him. Nothing for him. Because he's a man of irregular character. His behavioral pattern is found fallible. Yes, many things, lots and lots of things are missing there. So that's why I said anybody ask me anything about Asari Dokubo, I refer you to what? Psychophancy, shaking well. Know whether this man is talking out of his mind, his senses, or he is outside his senses. That is not making point. He's not on point. People should begin to question his, mental clarity, mental reality, mental ability. They should see the results before they could even start judging him. Because myself, now I don't know whether Asari Dokubo is a madman or not. But the way he behaves like a psychopath.
But he's talking for the people.
Oh, guys, not talking for me. He's not talking for Igbo man. Asari Dokubo condemned the Igbos, welded guns on camera at them. I know you watch it. You saw it now. That was last year. So how could he have been, be talking for Igbo man? It's not true. It's not speaking for me. Likewise, my Igbo brothers, we know him. We don't take him serious. Any other person might accept him, maybe Jaws, maybe the Bonese, maybe the Jaws, the Urobos. But I'm telling you, I'm an Igbo man. He himself is an Igbo man. But his Igbo nationality is questionable because he has denied his paternity, being linked to the Igbos. He called himself Kalabari, when we know that obviously he's from Uzo Okole, Abia State. His name is Emeka Ediabale. So, having denied Igbo nationality, what are you expecting from me? I support him. Deny your nationality, deny where God has created you, deny your kinsmen. I wish you well. But for you to advocate, solicit for me, it is wrong. I don't agree that this man is speaking for Igbo man, no. Speaking for the rest of Nigeria, remove the Igbos. He's speaking for other Nigerians. Hey, no. He denied it. He denied it. He has corrected it. That man is very, very mad. Asari Dokubo is a madman.
I think
the one he said already. Are you sure Asari Dokubo is going to succeed the wrath of the Igbos? Because we have men now, when you say something, they have copied it, they wrote it down. They might open TV on television for them some days. Who knows? No, who knows? So I think that's it.
I don't think Igbo are Ijo.
No, we have Igbo Ijo. Igbo Ijo, we know them as the Sabo people. I listen to me. Isabo people are the Ijo Igbos. We call them Isabo. They speak Igbo. They live like us. They have our traditions. So there's no place, no tribe in Nigeria that doesn't have a Ijo. Yoruba have the Jos. The Jos in Yoruba land are called the Lajes. Are you listening to me? So we have Ijo all over. They live on water along the river Rhine. Don't be mistaken that if you get to Ghana have a job, because there are many rivers in Ghana. These are people who take shelter on top of water. They live coral life, C-O-R-A-L, coral life, all their lives, fishing. You understand? Fishing, relying on river Rhine, river banks, fishing, feeding, cultivating fishes, fish farm. Yeah, that's what they just are doing. That's their job. That's their natural endowment. That's what God has given them as what? Their nature, their profession. So what I'm trying to say is that Emeka Ediabale is a native of Uzo Okole, Abia State. Has questionable character. Is always, dribbling himself within a state of oblivion. He will say something he will forget that he said it in the past. That's why he has made himself so stupid and foolish than he thinks. Because everybody in Nigeria is not taking him serious now. People like us, we take him as a foolish man. Asari Dokubo is a foolish man. That's where I stop today.
Thank you very much. Do you actually see the Biafra government and the Netherland government working together, or them actually regarding the Biafran government?
What we are asking for is beyond Netherlands. What we are asking for is beyond writing letters. What we are asking for is bilateral relationship. That's what we are looking for. And if it is being done in that regard, kudos. Because that's what we want. We don't want a situation where people will be ordering people to be killed in the southeast. We want to build relationship. We want to build bilateral. We want to start signing treaties. We want to know our boundaries, our territorial integrity, our territorial boundaries. We want to start negotiating with the world. We want to start entering into agreement with nations or with the international community, peacefully in preparation of what is to come. That is a good development for me, because no man is an island. Biafra need a lot of allies, to build the nation very well to the expectation of the world. The world is already waiting in the waiting now, because any moment from now, anything can happen. We are always praying. We are always praying. All the various groups that are involved in Biafran freedom, in Biafran restoration, That's what we are talking about. What that we are declaring Biafra. We are trying to do all it can to restore a nation that has existed in this country, for over 4 years, before a constitutional ceasefire was signed in that regard. So what we are asking for is restoration, and we are making all efforts to see that a lot of leadership around the world, president of different countries, ex-president of different nations of the world, to come to Biafran aid, to support Biafran restoration, and any arrangement or engagement or treaty that we need to sign, to help one of the biggest emerging black kingdom on earth, coming to reality, is a welcome development. I must use this opportunity, to correct certain impression, talking about a lot of people who came against my last interview on this platform, talking about the first kingdom on earth, where I mentioned Biafra as the first kingdom on earth. Let me just use this opportunity to explain some certain things. Apart from the divinity that is associated with the people of Igbo Biafra. When I mean Igbo Biafra, we have Ishekiri Biafra, we have Urobo Biafra, we have Ijo Biafra, we have Kogi, we have Benue. You understand? We have so many of them like that, and that is what makes a nation. That is what makes a city. For instance, when you talk about Igodo, I'm talking about the Bini people, you see that word Bini, that does not mean that Bini is entirely the empire. There are other cities and states that make up the Bini Empire. That is what I'm trying to pinpoint. That if you look at the desert of Seth, Adam and Eve, for instance, even though it was not recorded in the Bible, has up to 30 kids. Then inside those 30 kids, we have about 5 of them who were prominent, and inside that 5, the Bible was able to record 3. We're talking about Cain, Abel, and of course Seth. And Seth happens to be the one who we are believed to have had a kingdom, that has a direct link with the black nation, the black race. What I'm saying that the black community or the black group or the black race was found in Seth's kingdom, as it were then. If you look at the desert of Seth, people can go back to 14th, 13th or 15th century, before we start seeing some of this name, disappearing because of colonialism or colonization. You can discover that, there was a name called Biafra. It's there. We don't need anybody to tell. I'm not the one that put it there. That people are saying that maybe I do not understand what I'm trying to say in regards to, that Biafra was the first kingdom on earth. Yes, go out there and find out yourself. It's not a matter of whether because they don't do research. But unfortunately, I still stand my ground that the first kingdom that was established, that houses, see, when you talk, it's just like Nigeria. We have Lagos, we have Benin, Edo State, we have Kaduna. All these states and cities are under Nigeria, if you can get me right. And that was how it was like, when you talk about the desert of Seth, S-E-T-H, the desert of Seth. You can look at Seth also have a kind of children too. You understand? So if you look at that desert of Seth, you find a place where Biafra was being written or talked about, as the kingdom of Seth, as being referred as at that time. And inside that, they have so many cities and states, that surround the environments of Biafra. So let nobody see it as if when I make that reference, I'm not far from the truth. It was not Ojukwu that named Biafra. It was not Paul Opik of Ijo that named Biafra. It was not even the Portuguese, talking about the Ethiopian miners, where we still have them till today. They are still called Biafrans. Somewhere between Gulf of Guinea and Ethiopia. There's a place they call Ethiopian miners. Those people are still named Biafra till today, So those people that named those Aziz, even before Nigeria came into existence, about 700 years before, centuries before Nigeria, you discovered that, the Portuguese picked that name from somewhere. It did not come from them. It was a name that has existed before the Portuguese picked it. And so it's a very clear thing, for those who are questioning how I came about the issue of Biafra as the first kingdom on earth. When you look at it, you know what I'm talking about. As long as that name was mentioned and it disappeared as a result of invasion, colonization, and thank God people were able to connect to it. And of course, you have the bite of Biafra before they said it is bite of Benin. So the name Biafra, that's what I'm talking about, has been in existence centuries. So coming back to what we are talking about. In fact, we are going to spread what we call, extend our hand of fellowship for Biafran support, for Biafran restoration, and for, of course, for foreign investors to start warming up, nations of the world to start warming up, to understand there's need for us to have a nation of our own called Biafra, where the whole blacks all over the world will look up to in terms of good governance, in terms of justice, in terms of fair play, in terms of a nation or a kingdom that the blacks all over the world, irrespective of where you come from, will be proud of and said yes, the black race, the African continent, the Africa has been able to set up a modern nation, a modern kingdom, a modern country that the blacks all over the world can be proud of. That is what we are looking at, and that is what we believe.
But some will say that I think Shell is owned by the Netherland country, and they have business here in Nigeria. Do you think they want to disrupt, their relationship with Nigerian government, as regards this Biafra, liberation? Do you think they want to work with the Biafra government, since they work with Nigerian government, since they have businesses here in Nigeria?
It's a matter of interest. If you have the better interest, they will switch over. They will switch interest. That does it. And remember that, I don't know which of the part of the region that want to bear the name Biafra, Nigeria again. That will be very difficult, So if Biafra pull out, at the end of the day, the name Nigeria might refuse to exist, might not come into existence again. It has happened in so many countries, So any tribe, any region that want to bear the name Biafra, Nigeria, that is their business, But as it stands now, Biafra will map out their own modalities of operation and governance. And if any country of the world feel that they want to enter into bilateral with Biafra as a nation, that the whole blacks all over the world will be proud, can be proud of, then our doors and our windows and even our kitchen is open for such bilateral relationship with any country so far. That is the stand. So it does not matter whether they have a relationship with Nigeria. That does not mean they cannot have any relationship with another country. That's the fact. So basically now, all those agitators, all those people who are networking in the global level on the restoration of Biafra as a nation, of course, we are going to take our understanding and our advancement, to so many countries around the world, especially America, Canada, name them, and I believe, if anybody is doing anything in that regard, as been speculated in this interview by Simon, it is a welcome development. What I am against is that there should not be disunity. There should not be principles that can, or ideology or theory, that will weaken the agitation and restoration of Biafra. That's my take on that.
Okay, thank you very much.